Hey everyone, welcome to my first official 2024 Atlantic hurricane season forecast. This will incorporate, obviously, the tropical storm Alberto that we've just had, so keep that in mind as we go through this, and I present my forecast at the very end. Now, first, I want to go over what all of the current official 2024 Atlantic hurricane season forecasts are looking like from a bunch of the official agencies, like obviously NOAA, Colorado State University, North Carolina State University, and a bunch of others. In general, you can see they are forecasting for us to see at minimum 20 named storms, and at most, you can see the University of Pennsylvania there saying we could see as high as 33 named storms. Now, hurricane-wise, the range is generally from 9 to 13, and the major hurricane total across the board is generally between 3 and 7. So any way you slice it, looks like we'll see a pretty active Atlantic hurricane season this year, either an active Atlantic hurricane season to a extremely hyperactive Atlantic hurricane season, because God knows if UPenn will actually be right or not. God knows, probably not, but most likely not, but we'll see. So next, we're going to go over the current ENSO, which stands for El Nino Southern Oscillation, and that is talking about this region in the Central Pacific along the equator, where you can see generally much cooler than average temperature anomalies are showing up throughout that region, and you can see that shown here in this right side graphic, where we are in a neutral phase El Nino, which can start to become on that side of possibly helping create more activity in the Atlantic for hurricane season. And right now we're at a value of positive 0.086 degrees Celsius, but you can see lately, all the way since around the beginning of May especially, we have really dropped and even gone into the negatives for a little bit there. But the neutral phase is generally between the negative 0.5 degrees Celsius and positive 0.5 degrees Celsius region. If we drop below the negative 0.5 degrees Celsius region, we will enter a La Nina phase, which really helps generally a more active Atlantic hurricane season to take shape. Now, let's look at the ENSO forecast moving forward throughout the rest of hurricane season and through the rest of the year. So you can see NOAA is thinking that as of right now, obviously we are in the neutral phase, but it looks like we could likely end up moving into a La Nina phase between July and September. And once again, as I said just before, that really helps a lot more activity happen for an Atlantic hurricane season, creating a busier, more active, and possibly a more destructive and impactful Atlantic hurricane season. And you can see that would take us through the peak of the season and all the way till the end of the hurricane season. Now, the current Atlantic sea surface temperatures throughout the basin are quite alarming, to say the least, because as you can see from the Gulf of Mexico, the entirety of the Gulf of Mexico, through the entirety of the Caribbean Sea, the subtropics around the Bahamas, through all of the coast of Florida and the entire Gulf Coast, down through all the Caribbean islands and into a majority of the MDR, the main development region, we are seeing sea surface temperatures of at least 26 degrees Celsius or warmer. And generally, a tropical cyclone needs generally 26, 27 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures to be able to strengthen and just get stronger as a tropical system and become a hurricane, possibly even a major hurricane. And you can see it's the warmer the temperature, the more fuel, you could say, a tropical cyclone has of becoming stronger. And you can see that is all throughout the Caribbean, especially as you get into the central western Caribbean and all of the Gulf of Mexico. Even sea surface temperatures all the way up the East Coast and into New England up at this point are quite above normal for this time of year. 17 degrees Celsius off of the Cape of Massachusetts and the southern New England coast. That's pretty above normal for this time of year. And it's only going to get warmer as the summer progresses and as we get towards the peak of the summer and peak hurricane season. Now we get to my official 2024 Atlantic hurricane season forecast, looking at all of the forecasts from all the major agencies. I have landed on saying we will see 24 total named storms, incorporating Alberto into this, 14 total hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. I think we will see a very active Atlantic hurricane season, and several tropical cyclones will impact the U.S. and obviously a lot of the Caribbean and much of Central America. Time will tell to see exactly how many tropical cyclones actually impact the U.S. especially, and the U.S. coastline, the East Coast, the Gulf Coast, Florida. Right now, Alberto has already impacted the northern Mexican coast and even coastal Texas, so we have already technically seen one named storm of this hurricane season impact the U.S. in a way, with particularly the storm surge side of the tropical cyclone, with storm surge flooding along the Texas coast. So what do you guys think of this forecast? Do you guys agree with me? What are your guys' official forecasts? What do you guys think? How active do you think this year's Atlantic hurricane season will be? Comment down below how active the Atlantic hurricane season you think will be this year. What are your forecasts? Comment them down below. Subscribe to the channel for future content like this and more updates on future tropical cyclones throughout this year's hurricane season. And subscribe to the channel for future content like this. Like the video, and I'll see you in the next video.